So the announcement has recently been made that Netflix will be doing a Splinter Cell anime series. It might be okay. If it is, then we will have 2 good video game shows on Netflix along with The Witcher. And that's great. Perhaps video games are finding their place on the small screen. But that doesn't change the fact that video games have a very long history of being very bad as movies. Mario Brothers, Max Payne, Blood Rain, Rampage, Doom, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Angry Birds, Hitman, Assassin's Creed, Hitman Again, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Annihilation, because f*** you, the first one is awesome. Hollywood has been trying for years to make video games into great movies, and it just doesn't work, almost ever. So today, I'm going to try to pitch an idea that could change everything. Hollywood needs to stop trying to make video game movies and start making more board game movies.
Nothing.
So board games as movies is a concept that hasn't really happened much. We had Battleship, I guess, but we also had Clue, and that's a really good movie. I know a lot of you don't like it, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because everybody is entitled to their opinion. I would recommend, however, that you go back and rewatch it and reevaluate your opinion of the movie until you realize that I am right. It's a really funny movie. But with that said, Hollywood should try to adapt more board games into movies. I think it could work. In fact, I've brought along a list of board games that I think would make really fun movies. So today, I'm going to pitch some of those to you, Hollywood, and you can have these for free, unless they're really successful. And then, you know, call me or whatever. Anyway, let's get into the list and see what the movie business should try. Let's start with Guess Who. I'm thinking something in the vein of the dark comedy The Voices. So picture it. A young woman finds an old copy of Guess Who at a resale shop or something and picks it up. But unbeknownst to her, this is a very special copy of Guess Who. As when she gets it home, each one of the faces begins to talk to her. And each face has a very different personality, of course, and they begin to give her life advice and critique her decisions and try to help her along her way, or hinder her, depending on which wacky face is talking. And the twist to the whole thing? Every face is played by Gary Oldman. Of course, we can't talk board games without talking about Monopoly. So how do you make Monopoly into a movie? Well, for me, it's very obvious. You just make it a sequel. A sequel to what? Clerks 2. Duh. So, in a very far-off future, the owner of movies has taken over the world. So now we are living in a dystopian future. And there's only 2 people who can bring this evil leader down. And that's Dante and Randall. So with the help of a small dog, an antique cannon, and a magic thimble, they try to restore the world to the way it was. But this will be a very far-off future, so we'll have to change the actors for Dante and Randall. So I'm thinking Jack Black and Kyle Gass. And who would we have play the evil leader? Well, we need somebody who understood how to take a business model, turn it into a giant corporation, and then begin to step on and control people in order to shape the world in the way that they saw fit. Well, no, obviously. Probably shouldn't. Warmer. There it is. Operation. Okay, this one has Kerry Washington as former surgeon turned bomb removal expert, and she will face her toughest challenge yet. She finds a body that is completely rigged with explosives throughout its body. So she is the only one qualified to cut into the body and remove all the various bombs. But if she touches any part that she's not supposed to, game over. So, can this bombshell make the cut? Can this How about Trivial Pursuit? Okay, so did you guys like duets or bad words? Well, imagine a mishmash of those films, perhaps. So, a group of friends travel the country and go to various Trivial Pursuit tournaments. And along the way, they really learn who they are and what's important in life. And also, that they're a lot smarter than most of the smug douches that they're playing against in these tournaments. My ideal cast? Yeah, that'll work. Of course, we don't have to strictly talk board games. It can be any sort of game that you'd play at home with friends or family. So there will be card games on here as well. How about Cards Against Humanity? Now this one I see very much as a cross of Hamilton and Religulous. Think of it as revisionist, religious, historical documentary? Okay, so you remember that time in the Bible when the devil and God made a bet, and to win the bet, they just like with a guy and made his life miserable just to see if he would have a total mental breakdown? Well, it's sort of like that, only instead of just making a basic wager, God and the devil play Cards Against Humanity. Only every time they play cards, that thing happens to the earth, and it's all set in the year 2020. So, because I see this as a musical, I'm thinking the music should be written as a collaboration between Lin-Manuel Miranda, Weird Al Yankovic, and Henry Rollins. Perfect director? Darren Lynn Bousman. That movie is money right there. Alright, we gotta have one for the kiddos. So how about Candyland? So picture it. 4 small kids are playing a simple game of Candyland, but then they get sucked into the game world. So now they find themselves lost in this land made of candy, except this land is ruled by 2 psychotic siblings who will stop at nothing to destroy the children and make them part of their evil candy army. This one will be directed by Tim Burton, so it will star Helena Bonham Carter as Johnny Depp and Johnny Depp as Helena Bonham Carter. Twister. No. That one. So, okay, so there's no way this one doesn't end up being a porn, right? Chutes and Ladders. And I see this one as a Running Man meets Food Network. Okay, so picture this. It's round after round after round of chefs competing against each other in a test of culinary skill. If you pass each round, you get to climb the ladder to the next stage of culinary process. If you lose the round, you fall down the chute into the giant meat grinder. And that meat then has to be used by the other chefs in the next round. And this just goes on forever. It's kind of like a hell for chefs. And who should we have play Satan? Bobby Flay. This one could be fun. Strip poker. I tried to find like an image I could use for this, and trust me, YouTube would not have approved. But anyway, strip poker. So you remember movies like Sex, Lies, and Videotape or Indecent Proposal? Movies where adults were faced with new situations or new truths in their lives, and suddenly they had to reevaluate themselves and their relationships. It's sort of like that. So picture it. 6 lifelong friends, 3 couples, get together for sort of a couples getaway, friends retreat kind of thing. And it's laughs and drinks and good times. And they decide to play strip poker. And throughout the course of this game, truths start to come out, they start to find out some things, and they really have to take a good hard look at themselves and their significant others and their place in the relationship and in their own lives. And I think that could be really interesting. But of course, it is based on strip poker, so there's going to be like a lot of full frontal nudity. This is probably not going to get away without an NC-17 rating. And I probably shouldn't give like an ideal cast, because that would be like too much glimpse into my like Hollywood crush sort of thing. So we'll just kind of let you cast that one in your own mind. Anyway, well, there you have it. Those are just a few suggestions that I think would make really fun movies. And of course, there are so many board games out there. This could go on forever. Just give it a shot, Hollywood. It didn't work with Battleship. It worked with Clue. There's so many options out there. You get out there and you make a great board game movie, Hollywood. Or don't. Anyway, that's the video this week. Thank you for watching, as always. I hope you come back for the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any thoughts, if you know board games that would make really fun movies, drop them in the comments. That could be a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. Till next time, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other.